Okay, what is happening with Luna? We can see right here on our crypto bubbles, which is such a fun little thing to play with. I just want to like poke them. But anyway, we had at the beginning of today red across this entire board, and it's still fairly red across all the major cryptos and even the altcoins and minor cryptos. What I will say though is Luna is performing well. We have Terra Luna right here, Luna 2.0, up 4%, and we have Luna Classic up 8%. Now, this was a massive decline earlier today, and we've seen a rally, which is really, really excellent. We can still see for the week we're down about 6%. For the month, though, up 237%. You really can't be mad at that. And then Luna, right here, we can see month up 118%. So these returns are just absolutely, absolutely crazy, and really one of the few things that is actually making moves today on the broader cryptocurrency market. So we can see right here we started down and now we're up. Let's look at the overall cryptocurrency market, because with this it's even more surprising that we're getting good kind of Luna news, because it's down about 5%. Now, why is this down 5%? Well, lots of theories. Here's pretty much the most popular one. Stock sell-off deepens. Dow drops 800 points after hot inflation report. So what is a hot inflation report? Is it sexy inflation? No, not sexy inflation. Unfortunately, it is inflation that is more than what people think it is. So the Federal Reserve Board, let me give you a quick little macroeconomic lesson. The Federal Reserve Board constricts money out of the economy or allows it to flood into the economy. They have different levers and pulleys to do that. One of the things they do is by raising interest rates. So they raised interest rates. They had a little bit of a inflation pullback because they don't want inflation, right? So then inflation dropped to about 7% points. But now we just got the CPI inflation numbers. This is the August inflation report right here. As you can see, thought I had it pull up. I did not. But you can see it is at 8.3%. Now, this was more than the projections were. I think the projections were about 8.1%. So what does this mean? It means that the Federal Reserve will probably raise interest rates again. Now, what does that do to the economy? Makes it all fall. Stock futures reverse, fall after inflation report. Stocks face risk and short-term as earnings estimates get hit. Treasury yields slide ahead of CPI. So all this stuff is happening because those inflation numbers were off. Now, that also directly corresponds to the cryptocurrency market, because the stock and the currency markets, and the crypto markets are still in tandem, whether we like it or not, whether we believe that it should be that way or not, it doesn't matter, it is. And you can see right here that it has been taking a battering today in the 24 hours. Bitcoin down 6%, Ethereum down 5%, BNB, XRP, Cardano, Solana, all the big daddies, really, really, really only to be beat by the Luna, or really the only cryptos to do well today are those Lunas. So once again, I'm happy to see that, but this is not great, right? And it'll probably get a little worse before it gets better. A stock drop of 800 points is massive, and it just means that I had to yawn real quick. I've been filming videos since 5 this morning, and it's now 10. We can see right here that it's just going to be an overall general softening more and more of the overall economy. Now, we've seen this before. We've seen this happen with the last couple times the Fed has raised interest rates, and we've seen it come back. So I don't think it's anything that's not going to be cyclical. I don't think it's anything that's not going to come back eventually. But right now, it really is battering down Bitcoin, it's battering down Ethereum. But the Lunas are still doing pretty well, even after that initial slump from today. What you want to do if you are trading and you think that you can make something happen in this market, if you can scalp this market, if you can see any opportunities, if I had to do anything, I would probably put in a couple positions for Bitcoin and Ethereum, because I think for me it's bound to come back. But a great thing to do on BitGet is go to copy trading, and you can go and find all your favorite people and you can copy trade them. So some people are filling up. The ones that have a specifically high returns are filling up, and you got to get in there quickly so you can see full and full and full. And so that is looking pretty good over there. We have an explosion of Luna Twitter. It's looking good because it did rise back, phoenix from the ashes style today, which is really, really great to see, and we love to see it. This means that I think it could potentially keep on doing this. This can do it more and more and more. If you want to follow along on Twitter, go over there, Stephen Clark, what is it? Stephen _ Clark RE for real estate. Also, we have a real estate channel. Let's do a Luna Luna is back from a mid-morning slump. Retweet if you're happy to see that. And then we're going to go to Luna this, and then Luna what do they call it? Lunatics? Whatever. Lunatics. All right. We'll just that'll be that. Okay. So go over there and follow along. We talk about real estate, and we talk about crypto. We talk about all things money related. I do think there's an opportunity, like I said, to potentially position oneself for this increase. I do think this is a dip. I think this is an opportunity to buy the dip for me personally. You can do some futures trading as well, but you can also go and think that, all right, well, if every time bad news comes out about inflation and things go down, then it stands to reason that when they actually do push the inflation numbers up or do announce an interest rate increase, then we will see it slide again. As we know, I think it's going to get a lot worse before it does get better. We can see the Dow Jones slid 861 points, or 2.7%, and the S&P 500 dropped 3%. The Nasdaq sank 4%. More than 490 stocks in the S&P fell, and Facebook parent Meta dropping 7.6%. Caesars Entertainment 6.7%. This also gets to really feel about the overall keeping up with the market too much, right? Sometimes I think we can just look too much. We can check in daily, minutely, hourly, and it's not necessarily the best thing for mental health. But just keep that in mind. The drop eased a large chunk of recent rallies for stocks, but the S&P 500 is still up about 2% from September 6th close and comfortably above its mid-June levels. So, bad but not terrible. Could get a lot worse, but so far, not doing terribly over here, because we still are pretty much up. Even though the economy is doing pretty poorly all over the place, there are still pockets of hope. And once again, as we know, it's all cyclical. Not financial advice, but for me, it's all cyclical, and I will definitely bank on that coming back. Warren Buffett has famously banked on America for a long, long time. He says that's where he's investing pretty much everything in America. He's just very, very bullish on the overall American economy for the long run. The CPI report was an unequivocal negative for equity markets. The hotter than expected report means it will continue pressure from Fed policy via rate hikes. It also pushes back any Fed pivot that the markets were hoping for in the near term. We have cautioned over the past months we are not out of the woods yet and would maintain a defensive posture with equity and sector allocations. The sell-off was particularly painful in high-growth tech stocks. Cloudflare fell 10%, Unity Software sank 11%, and shares of consumer auto retailer Carvana slid 12%. So, like and subscribe to this channel. We'll be back with more updates very soon.